Stop being that way. Are you serious? Stop doing that then.
Oh, they're going, oh, we gotta fight. They're beating the hell out of each other.
From bar owners who beat up their employees to ones who use foul, disgusting language, this video is gonna get crazy. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Film Insight channel. Today we're gonna cover some owners on Bar Recue with the worst attitudes. So, sit back, relax, and without further ado, let's get straight into the content, guys. We're starting things off with a bar owner from Michigan who knows pretty much every foul word in the book. Chandra Phillips and her husband Ron opened the Hooch back in 2003, and it was a dream come true for her. The second she saw that the bar was on sale in the papers, she didn't waste a second to get her hands on it. Now, things weren't always bad since the owners did have their fair share of success. When it first began, the Hooch attracted an enthusiastic young clientele, earning them around $20,000 a month. Unfortunately, things took a turn for the worst when the economy was hit and business started going downhill. When people stopped visiting, Chandra was left wondering what to do. Since she had no real source of income, she had to just keep borrowing money to keep the place running. This led to the bar drowning in $350,000 worth of debt. And this is what Ron had to say about this.
We're about over $350,000 debt, so I had to take my second job, joined up for dying workers. It's rough right now. I can't do it no more.
The mounting debt forced Ron to take up another job so they could ease the burden a little bit. However, it still wasn't enough to make ends meet. Most of his earnings went into taking care of the bar, and he was succumbing to the pressure of it all. In fact, he would even get emotional just talking about it. Take a look at this.
Toronto pisses me off because she's not putting her heart and soul into it right now. We purchased the bar so I could have my sons come in here and hand it over to them and they could have job security.
But Chandra had her own ideas on how to make things work, and she just didn't care how she got there. For instance, she would often demand money from her hardworking husband, which is pretty awful. An exhausted Ron would tell her that they're just flat out of money, but Chandra would make it seem like it was her way or the highway. On the other side of things, the employees at the Hooch were quite displeased with their boss. They pointed out that Chandra just didn't care anymore. Throughout the episode, there were many instances where she was overtly rude to her employees and called them foul names. This mean-spirited woman would call her staff every vile word under the sun and would claim that it was just a sign of affection. If you ask anyone, that's toxic. She also claimed that the more frequently she does this, the more her team can handle it when someone else treats them that way. So delusional. So as Chandra's deplorable behavior worsened, the staff's attitude toward their duties did as well. It's definitely challenging for the workers to care about their job when their own boss stopped caring long ago. When Jon Taffer eventually visited the place, he said that it did have some potential, but the huge tacky sign they had out front would drive people away. As Chandra continued on with her foul language, the mixologist Lisa Marie Joyce looked very uncomfortable. When Taffer questioned her about her behavior, things got pretty heated. Here's how it went down.
So, hold on. So right away you went to the slut place.
No, I didn't.
Suggest anything about her sexual preference or habits.
While Chandra lived in a delusional world and believed that her staff deserved to be abused, take a look at how some of her employees finally stood up for themselves.
I told you you are offensive before. Some of our customers have told you that you are a bitch and you're a customer.
Well, what does that mean?
Things got crazy when Taffer inspected the kitchen and found grease and mold all over. Chandra continued to have an attitude, and Taffer, who was just fed up, threw a rag at her. So now you know why the bar was losing over $4,000 every month. And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, all hell broke loose when a glass broke and fell into the ice bin. Taffer yells at the bartenders to stop making drinks immediately, and the customers even start to boo them. Hey, losing money is one thing, but getting booed at your own bar is embarrassing. While Chandra's nasty attitude led to the Hooch's closure, these next bar owners from Iowa may make her look like an angel in comparison. In the 4th season, Taffer comes across two absolutely unprofessional bar owners, Karen and Matthew Overmeyer. Their business, O-Face Bar, derived its name from something pretty inappropriate, which caught the attention of many. Soon, the bar became pretty successful and was making around $15,000 every month. Unfortunately though, the owners started partying at their own bar and drinking their own supply without actually paying for it. At the time that this episode was being taped, they were losing over $4,000 every month and were $260,000 in debt. If things didn't change soon, they were gonna have to close down for good. One look at the place and you could easily say that it was subpar. Take a look at the bartender Sarissa serving drinks.
Do you want one?
I guess.
Salute.
Cheers.
You've been noticing they've been using those little plastic cups, too, for the shots.
They're reusing those.
Yeah, those things are meant to be thrown away.
Now that's freaking unhygienic. Dave, the other bartender, was serving flaming drinks to the customers, but since he wasn't doing it correctly, it was extremely hazardous to those around him. On one side of the bar, you could see Karen partying with her friends and offering them drinks for free, while on the other, you could see the staff members getting drunk in the back room. Just when you thought things couldn't get any crazier, take a look at this customer making her own drinks.
There is a perfect example of how to lose your liquor license. Unbelievable.
These were just a few of the many things that were wrong with this bar. During the stress test, the service was extremely poor and Karen had an awfully sour attitude. She made faces while serving customers and smoked, and Taffer just couldn't take it anymore. Later, when a customer asked how much alcohol was in her shot, Matthew refused to tell her, which caused a whole scene. But wait, you still haven't seen the craziest part yet. Out of practically nowhere, an argument ensues between Amanda, the manager, and Sarissa, the shot girl. They end up calling each other foul names, and before you know it, things get physical. You definitely want to watch this.
All I was asking her, what was in it? Like,
She doesn't know.
She said
We don't tell her.
I don't know.
What are you doing?
Hey,
Stop talking.
You're a bitch. You guys are dumb.
Stop in that way. Are you serious?
we got to fight. Let's stop this. They're beating the hell out of each other.
But this wasn't even the first time things got physical. Much before Taffer even made it to the bar, footage of the owner fighting with a bartender was caught on tape. Take a look at this.
I'm talking to you. Either you put him through a window, or I'm gonna put him through a window.
Everyone was shocked seeing this video, and Taffer just blew up on them. Matthew said that he simply didn't care what the others were saying, and that's when Taffer told him that there was nothing wrong with the bar other than his horrible attitude. Despite Taffer telling them that it wasn't okay to treat employees and customers rudely, Matthew retorts back, making Taffer even angrier. Since the owners just didn't want to own up to their mistakes, Taffer decided to do something that left everyone in dismay.
Since I have been here, you guys have proven to me that you don't have the fundamentals to begin running this business.
These owners were a complete mess, and Matthew even landed himself in some legal trouble after the episode aired. But this next bar owner was a lousy one, and what made him even worse was that he was a drunk. Best friends Steve Mollman and Rob Hoffman launched the Dirty Rooster in Antioch, Illinois. Opening the place up in 2013, the two combined invested $40 million into the bar and got $25 million from their friend Scott Lopez. 20 boats and 100 cars could fit into the bar's 1,750 square foot space close to Lake Mary. Hoffman often partied hard and consumed large amounts of alcohol with the customers since the bar was very successful. When he was done, he would just go upstairs since he lived on the second floor of the massive building. Much to Mollman and Lopez's annoyance, Hoffman's carelessness and aggressive attitude grew increasingly out of hand, and Dirty Rooster was suffering as a result. The bar's unfavorable reputation spread quickly, which repelled customers away and made their revenue bleed. To Hoffman's credit though, the other owners didn't seem to do much to help Dirty Rooster either. Anyway, later on when Taffer arrived, he refused to work while the owner was plastered out of his mind. He almost considered giving up on the rescue as a result of Hoffman's behavior. Hoffman was asked to leave the following day, and Lopez and Mollman were given complete control of the Dirty Rooster. Taffer then explains how Hoffman's actions over the past 2 days cost the business over $7,000. Despite these errors, Taffer called him back in when he was sober and put him in charge of the kitchen. Although he had promised to stay sober, something else happened.
He didn't know is that we were rolling the cameras every time he had a drink. By 6:30 p.m., he was flat drunk in front of customers and right back to his old ways.
Hoffman was also highly unprofessional and used foul language. When he was intoxicated, he would make bad decisions that were harmful to the business, and when other employees refused to listen to him, he would make a scene and yell. Take a look at some of his antics.
I want to buy the whole bar around a shot. I'm the silent partner. You guys won't listen to me. You guys fight a tag team, tag them out.
Eventually, things got so bad that Lopez had to ask another employee to throw him out of the bar.
So he's not serving anybody.
I'm trying.
The
Get out.
drama that if I go back there, I know what'll be.
Hoffman's ridiculous behavior continued on. He did weird things like step on the bar counter and swing on it. Taffer, who was visibly furious at him, screamed out for help.
Help! Let me help! Let me help! Let me help! I'm gonna help! Get out of the bar! Shut! Everybody!
He's binge drinking, he's obnoxious, and he doesn't give a I'm sending my experts in just to tell him I'm not coming.
Fast forward into the future, during the Back to the Bar episode, Hoffman said that Lopez bailed on him since they just couldn't agree on anything. Hoffman obviously continued on with his habit of downing multiple shots daily, which he said was justified since he owned the place. Considering that the Dirty Rooster was run by someone like him, it shouldn't come to much of a surprise that it was closed down permanently in 2015. The owners were sued for $12,000 by the state of Illinois for giving away alcohol in the episode that aired. Lopez sued both the bar and Hoffman for $125,000, and Hoffman apparently started selling stuff from the bar like the POS systems to pay the state the money that he owed. With that, we've sadly come to the end of the video. Which one of these owners do you think was the worst? Let us know in the comment section down below. If you liked our video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, guys!